Hey guys, back with a video on thrift store prepping finds. Now, I showed a little bit of it in the last video I made a few minutes ago. It was these dog boots. Got them for $2 for a set of them. They're totally cute. My dog hates them. It's funny. For those of you who didn't see that other video, I put one on her last night, and she actually held up one foot and went. It was pretty cute. I laughed my ass off. Anyway, back to the thrift store finds. Okay. My son's in the Army. Okay. And there is an Army base here, and so there's a lot of Army stuff that gets donated. These shorts. These are the shorts for their PT every morning. I got these to fit him because they were, you know, they're lined. Okay. I've got to wash them still, but 53 cents for that pair of shorts. Polar Tech. I got some Polar Tech silk weight long john bottoms. Okay. These are long john bottoms. They were on sale. They were half off, plus with the military discount. 53 cents. Polar Tech silk weight are expensive. Okay, this is expensive stuff. If they're all in perfect condition, I don't even know if they've been used more than like maybe once. I'm going to wash them up here in a little while. Remember, if you go to Goodwill, they have a color every day. This is purple. Yesterday was purple. They had a color every day where it was half off. Okay, plus you get a military discount and then it takes off even more. So 53 cents. 53 cents. I got 3 of them. I got 2 for me and 1 for him. Because I don't have any long johns that were like that. All I had was the cotton ones. And then, you know, they say cotton kills. And I suppose you'd get away with it if you didn't have anything else and you weren't sweating. But I'm not going to take that chance. I got the silk weight because my son said the silk weight was awesome. They also have a medium weight. It's like a waffle looking thing. They had one shirt there. I didn't know if it would fit my son, so I didn't get it. If it had said medium, I'd have probably got it, but it did say small. But it looked big to me. I don't know. Without him there to try it on, I didn't want to get that because I didn't want to take a chance on it not fitting him because I knew for a fact it wouldn't fit me. I tried mine on in the dressing room before I bought them because I didn't want to buy them and then not be able to put them on because, you know, I'm a big girl, right? And these are large, but I didn't know if large would be big enough. So, well, around the waist. Everywhere else I knew it fit, but I'm not sure exactly around the waist because I've got a Buddha belly. So, which I expect will be going away, and then these will be too big. But 53 cents a piece, guys. It's cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay? And the shorts, really super cheap for him for his PT. And these, you know, they're like $10 or $15 or whatever they are on base. He's had to buy them before, and then they can be quite expensive. But again, it was a purple color, so we got it for half off plus the discount. So, and then these cost $2 for the set. They were $4. Got them half off. This right here, I got this last time I went. It was 25 cents for this bundle of rope. Okay, this rope, I don't know, it's worth it, right? 25 cents for some cordage to go in your cordage bag. See, I don't even remember how long that was. I kind of got an idea of it one day, but for 25 cents, it was worth it. This is like what, 3 feet. This is probably 7 feet of rope, which is great for a lot of things. Okay, and 7 feet of rope for 25 cents. I was all right because you'll pay more than that by the foot at it from it off of a roll at a store. So a lot of things you can get at the thrift store. I mean, I've gone through a lot of stuff like my hobo stove. That was a thrift store find. The grates that went on top of it, thrift store find. I've got several other things that are thrift store finds. You can find all kinds of containers and you can find camping gear, bags, backpacks, smaller pouches, all sorts of things at the thrift store that you can use in your bug out bag where it doesn't cost you a bundle. Okay, so keep that in mind. If there's Goodwills around you, then use them. Now they have something called a Goodwill outlet. Now that place is even better because you buy it by the pound. Okay, now they don't have those everywhere, but I used to go to Goodwill outlets all the time when I was in Ohio. They had one. They had one in Tucson. I don't know if it's still open. They had one in Tucson, I think. And anyway, you go there and you buy it by the pound. Like clothes are like 79 cents a pound, something like that. You know, you take something like this silk weight. This is not a pound. This is super cheap. You know, there's all sorts of things you can buy there, and things that you can change into something that you need. Okay, you look at something, and if you look at something like this, like this Purine can, this was $1. Okay, for this can. Does it say Altoids tin? No, but you could make char cloth in this. Okay, if you got this for 10 cents at a swap meet or a yard sale or a thrift store, it would be worth it just to be able to make char cloth or charred punky wood or whatever the case may be, or you could store pine sap in it, whatever. You could put things in here to keep dry, even though this is not waterproof. It's still rainproof. You set it out in the rain and it rains on it, it's not going to get wet inside. It wouldn't stay submerged, but you got to look at things a little differently when you're going thrift store shopping. Is like, what can I make that into to help me for a bug out situation or a grid down situation or whatever? Okay, what can I do with this item to make it work for me? Now, I had just got at Family Dollar, I picked up some of these little cheese wedges. Okay, what can I use this for? Okay, what can I use this little cardboard container? Okay, one of the 5 C's. I could put fishing line in there. I've got a spool of fishing line. Keep my fishing line protected. Okay, try to reuse anything that you can. Now, you know, you can call it reusing, you can call it whatever you want. Okay, I call it being demoted. It was holding cheese. Now it'll hold fishing line. When it doesn't want to hold fishing line, we'll see what else it can do. At the very worst, it could end up being fire tinder because it's cardboard. Things get demoted around my house until they're no longer of any use. So even something stupid like a little cardboard tin, well, cardboard container, could be useful in some respect. So definitely when you go to the thrift stores and stuff, you'll want to look at every item on the shelf. You know, go through the whole store. Okay, they have sheets. You could use flannel sheets and make yourself a little sleeping bag liner. They sell sleeping bags. So a lot of times they'll even have sleeping bags. And I'm going to get a sleeping bag for my dog. And I'm looking for a kid-sized one because the other ones are just way too big. And she's going to have to carry it. Because I have also believed that we are fixing to go into a grand solar minimum, which is going to be like a mini ice age. Okay, and if you look at Grand Solar Minimum News and Ice Age Farmer, and there's a bunch of others, okay, go look at all the stuff they've gathered up, all their information, all their intelligence, all their articles and research. You're going to understand what I'm talking about. Now, do I think that the ice is going to come down to El Paso? Probably not. But let's say we do go into a mini ice age. You know, remember the mastodons, right? They got flash frozen. The movie 2012. Okay, even if the ice sheet came down halfway down the United States, that would throw us into such a huge chaos that it would be as if World War III were happening. People would be starving in the streets. You might have to bug out because you might be worried about getting, you know, beaten up for a can of beans. Okay, you may have to leave in a situation like that because people would become desperate. Now, if they become desperate, you may not want to stay where you are. So even something that doesn't physically, God, I just lost my train of thought. If it doesn't physically affect your current location, it might affect you anyway. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. But when you're going thrift store shopping, look at all this stuff. Look it over, check it out, check the seams, zippers, buttons, snaps, everything. You can get good winter coats, you can get furniture, you can get dishware, you can get camping supplies, you can get sporting goods. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can get at a thrift store that might help you in your preps that wouldn't cost you $50 for a pair of silk weight long john bottoms, okay, for cold weather gear. This is a Gen 3. 53 cents. I mean, really, how can you beat it? 53 cents, really? I could spend that, you know, buying a piece of chocolate on the way out of a restaurant or something. 53 cents. So it's too cheap to pass up, really. Even if you know, oh, I don't want to wear long johns. Somebody else, well, bullshit. Wash them. That's all you got to do. It's not like, you know, they wash them before they put them out on the racks anyway. But then you wash them again when you get home. You don't have to worry about it. But thrift store finds, definitely a way to save big money if you can. Craigslist is another one. OfferUp. There's lots of different Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of places you can get items rather than go to a retail store or an online store or something along those lines. You can get things, you just have to shop, people. Unless you have no time, shop around and you'll be amazed at what you can save. And when you save that money, you can use that money towards other preps. With the money I saved with these, I was able to prep a bunch of food because I didn't have to spend the money on these. Now, that food's going into a tub. It's going to go get put back because I'm trying to get food gathered up and stored away so that we have a supply in case, with all this flooding in Nebraska, overseas, Italy, the olive harvest, the watermelon harvest down there in Florida, the avocado harvest in Australia, all those have been hit hard, okay? You'd be amazed. When you check out Ice Age Farmer and GSM News, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Okay? Take the lessons that we learned from Venezuela about what people are going through down there and apply them to yourself. What would you do if the power went out? Okay? What would you, and it was wintertime, you had no heat. You'd need something to keep warm. Okay? What if you you went out and you couldn't cook? What would you do? You might get a hobo stove. Make yourself a hobo stove to where you can cook small amounts. You get a little rocket stove, but then you have to have refillable fuel canisters. I'm talking about things that you don't have to buy refills for, like a little hobo stove. It works on little twigs. Okay, even in the desert, we got little twigs. We got little bushes. Okay, and they're nasty little bushes, but hey, you know what? They'd burn. I could make a twig stove with my hobo stove and cook me some meal. Anything that you can do to better your chances of survival is good. Silk weight, Goodwill finds, totally worth the weight in your pack, which doesn't weigh anything. Takes up a little room, about the size of a big softball if you squish it way down. Really not that big, but it doesn't weigh about an ounce or so. And this could save my life. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Check my links down below. And y'all come back and see me.